Okay, so when we're factoring, it really comes in handy to know something about roots, squares, and cubes. So let's talk about that a minute. If I multiply a number times itself, I get what's called a perfect square. Let's say I start with the number 1. 1 times itself, 1 times 1 is 1. So we call 1 a perfect square. The number I multiplied to get that is called the root. Okay? Let's try 2. 2 times itself, 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 is a perfect square. 2 is the square root of 4. And we can go on. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 is a perfect square. 3 is the square root of 9. Your chart goes all the way up to 13, and we don't usually have to go past that. Let's talk about letters. Can letters be squared? Yes, they can. Let's take x for an example. X times itself gives me x squared. So the square root of x squared is x. What if a letter has an exponent on it already, like y squared? Can I multiply it times itself? Yes, I can. Y squared times y squared. Now what do? Well, remember when we multiply that we have to add exponents. So 2 and 2 gives me y to the 4th. Okay, let's try z cubed. Z cubed times z cubed. Again, we have to add the exponents. 3 plus 3 is 6. Notice that all of my exponents on the perfect squares are even numbers. Anytime my exponent is an even number, I have a perfect square. Okay, let's talk about perfect cubes. Okay, let's take 1. A cube means I multiply it times itself 3 times. 1 times 1 times 1. Well, no matter how many 1s you multiply, you're still going to get 1. 1 is a perfect cube. 1 is the cubed root of 1. How about 2? 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 is a perfect cube. 2 is the cubed root of 8. So my roots are over here. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 is a perfect cube. 3 is the cubed root of 27. Okay, your list goes all the way through 10 cubed, which is 1,000, and we don't usually have to go past that. Let's look at the letters now. X times x times x. Remember, we're needing to add the exponents when we multiply. Well, what is the exponent? If I don't see an exponent, it is automatically 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. That gives me x to the 3rd power. Let's take y squared times y squared times y squared. Add the exponents. 2 and 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, gives me y to the 6th. Let's take z cubed. Z cubed times z cubed times z cubed. Add the exponents. 3 and 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, gives me z to the 9th. Notice that my perfect cube exponents are all multiples of 3. So with your list of squares and cubes, we're ready to tackle factoring.